At this point, we've had 2 segments on Sydney, and you may be saying, when are we going to see the Opera House? This segment, we're going to see the Opera House after we see a few other things first.
The most popular area for tourists because 1, the international cruise ships dock here, 2, the harbor cruises and ferries are centralized here, and 3, that little site that everyone wants to see is here, the Sydney Opera House. Circular Quay is always crowded, but worth exploring simply because it is close to so many important attractions. If you take any public transportation to Circular Quay, the first thing you will see when you alight is a magnificent, stately structure. A historic landmark building responsible for managing port activities for 150 years, the Customs House is a neoclassical beauty that now operates as a public space for exhibitions, cultural events, and the Sydney Library. There is also a welcome desk to pick up maps, tour information, and ask questions from the friendly staff. Across the street from the Customs House is the Justice and Police Museum, which invites you to step into the dark side, the underbelly of crooks and cops, policing and punishment, misadventure, and misdemeanor.
Hi there, my name's Peter and welcome to the Justice and Police Museum.
Mujari Gamamura, that means good day in the local Sydney Gang language. My name is Eliza and I will be running this short half-hour tour. So before we begin, I would like to pay my respects and acknowledge that we are on traditional land of the Gang people.
Originally the water police station and court in the 1850s, you can walk through the charge room where licenses were paid and criminals were booked, the courtroom, where the magistrate would hear the charges against detainees in the barred chamber, and a holding cell, which confined 12 to 15 people at a time. As it was for holding only, not a prison, people moved through relatively quickly. My favorite exhibits were the stories of actual people, of which they have good records. Their faces often belied their character. And morbid or not, I found the accounts of women's crimes fascinating. Entry is free, whether you take advantage of the guided tour or prefer to meander about on your own. Whenever you picture Sydney, the Opera House is undoubtedly the first image that comes to mind. Rightly so. Designed in 1957 by Danish architect Jorn Utzon, who won a design competition out of over 200 entries, the iconic structure was an immense engineering challenge to build, took 14 years instead of the projected 4, and cost $102 million rather than the estimated 7. The sail-like shells were the most difficult, but are now the most lauded feature. What you don't see until you get up close are the self-cleaning tiles. 1,056,000 of them in white and beige, which took 3 years to design and were one of only 2 building materials made outside of Australia, in this case, Sweden. If you're wondering what the other outsourced material was, it's the 6,233 square meters of glass, specially ordered from France in a particular tint of topaz that is unique to the Opera House. The interior is the very definition of contemporary, with materials of wood, steel, glass, and concrete all left unadorned. Soaring ceiling trusses and angled windows highlight the views of the harbor in every direction, so little ornamental decoration was employed, other than the fabulous purple carpet, which I thought was stunning. It is part of the registered heritage and can never be changed. My thought was, why would you want to? On my tour, we got to go into 2 rehearsals, one with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra and the other for Madame Butterfly, which our guide said has never happened on any of her tours. We couldn't take photos or video inside, but I was certainly in the right place at the right time. The tour was $48 and had many going on at regular intervals. Even if you don't like being herded in big groups, it is still a must-do in Sydney. Looking across the inlet from the Opera House is the Rocks. Established in 1788 as the first European settlement in Australia, the Rocks is the oldest area of Sydney, which evolved from a rough convict camp to a bustling maritime hub. Its name is derived from the rocky topography and sandstone formations which were used to construct the buildings still standing today. While skyscrapers sprung up around it, the Rocks is now a protected heritage area with cobblestone lanes, charming galleries, and shopfronts. To learn more about the history of the original people, the settlers, and the colonization, there is a small museum that is free of charge.
After you've been to the Opera House, there's still quite a few things to see around Circular Quay, and you could spend a couple of days discovering everything. Next time on Ms. World Traveler Explores Sydney, we're visiting some incredible historic residences. Stay tuned.